Welcome to Bonnie Doon. In this CNN video, Chris Cuomo uses the Sargon of Akkad method to try to get Sarah Sanders to admit that she had lied, that there was some malfeasance in the White House, and that, Donald Trump was forcing her to lie. And of course, this is her profession. This is what she does for a living. And she's not going to give him the satisfaction of buckling under the pressure that he's putting on her by trying to be reasonable, just like Sargon did with Kristi Winters.
Gotta say it, the relationship between the press and the White House sucks. Sorry, but that is the truth. Here is a moment that really captures.
I would like to point out here that everything that Sarah Sanders is about to say is absolutely correct.
Frankly, I think my credibility is probably higher than the media's. And I think that in large part, that's because you guys spend more of your time focused on attacking the president instead of reporting the news. I think that if you spent a little bit more time reporting the news instead of trying to tear me down, you might actually see that we're working hard trying to provide you good information and trying to provide that same good information to the American people.
Now, Chris Cuomo sets this up prior to this, in which he says, the president lied, you covered for him, we all know this happened, and now let's just be professionals between me and you. You can pivot here, and everyone will see you as a truth teller if you'll just admit that the president lied. It's a setup. That's all he's trying to do, is set her up like Sargon of Akkad tried to do to Kristi Winters.
Do you think about this as a positive pivot? Let's take a look at this situation and see if we can get to a place, mutual respect, both sides think credibility counts, and we move forward. What do you say?
All right, we'll give it a shot.
All right. Where is the sticking point? This meeting matters. You know it does. I understand the reference to counsel. I get it, not just because I'm an attorney. But you don't want to answer for the lawyers. You don't want to answer for an operation that you're not a part of. I get it. But you can answer for what you said. You don't have to refer to counsel to that. Sekulo's not your lawyer. He's the president's lawyer. You're saying he didn't dictate this. He did what any father would do. That turns out not to be true. You agree with that?
Once again, I know I answered this question on Monday. I answered it on Tuesday. And I'm going to answer it the same way today, and you're probably not going to like it any more on Wednesday than it sounds like you liked it on Monday or Tuesday. But this is a legal matter, and the appropriate individuals to answer questions on a legal matter are the outside counsel, and I would direct you to them. And frankly, I did direct you to them, and you had them here on your set, and you asked them that question, and I'd refer you back to that statement.
So here we go. He's picking at her and picking at her. He already knows what her answer is going to be, and he's just trying to make her look bad and trying to make the Trump administration look bad. They're just looking for any weak spot where they can exploit it.
Didn't have them, but I understand what you're saying about CNN. Why is it a legal matter, what you said?
Again, this is an illegal process, and I would refer you to the appropriate venue to answer questions on a legal back and forth, and that is the president's outside counsel, and that's who you should ask those questions of. If you guys want to talk about questions that have to do with White House policy and substantive policy, I'm happy to try to answer those and do the best I can to provide you that information. If you want to talk about things that don't have anything to do with me and that are the venue
because
of
this is what you
the
said.
Outside counsel, then that's who should answer those questions.
I get it. I get that that's the answer. But you also get that it's unsatisfying. Right? That's why we're frozen.
I don't understand having to answer the same question over and over and over again.
Well, because you haven't answered it. That's why. In all due respect, it's because you didn't answer it.
No, that's not true. I've answered it. You just didn't like the answer. And there's a big difference between me not answering it and you not liking the answer.
This is absolutely right. She answered the question, but it's a different thing if he doesn't like the answer that she gives. And so that's the definition of insanity, to do the same thing over and over and over. And that's exactly what the press corps does when she's giving the briefing at the White House, and they just ask her the same question over and over and over and over again. Like suddenly she's going to trip up and give a different answer, and they'll go, aha, you gave a different answer.
Let's look at it a different way. Do you wish that the White House had corrected the error between where it started and where it wound up with Sekulow in this letter sooner?
I wish that we spent a lot less time focused on things the American people don't care about. I wish we spent a lot less time talking about this witch hunt.
And that's exactly what this is. This is just a witch hunt. And it happens over and over and over again. It's just a witch hunt.